Hi, YouTube. This is for news, education, and documentary purposes. And as the title suggests, we're going to take a little look today at how to become a medical cannabis patient here in the UK. And contrary to a lot of people's belief, medical cannabis is legal and has been since 2018. Just before we get into today's video, I do just want to state that this is based off my own personal experiences, and I medicate for chronic back pain and other various pains. If you're medicating primarily for mental health, the process to this will slightly vary for you. The first thing to consider really is, are you actually eligible? Do you have a medical condition that you feel is going to benefit from medical cannabis? Or are you just a chancer who enjoys a bifter in the back garden after work and thinks that the medical cover would be great? What you're seeing on screen now is a list of conditions that typically would qualify you for medical cannabis here in the UK. However, it's not exclusive to that list, as each case is now done by case. Essentially, what it comes down to is what the condition is that affects you and whether or not the consultant believes that medical cannabis will indeed actually benefit you. There is one key requirement to bear in mind, and that is that before applying, you must have historically tried two conventional forms of treatment without any success, and then there is a good chance that you will be eligible for medical cannabis in the UK. For example, if you're like me and you suffer with chronic back pain and you've tried two tablets which didn't work, or you've tried tablets and physiotherapy, that would then be potentially grounds for you being eligible for medical cannabis. The next step would be to get in touch with your GP surgery and request your SCR. And what your SCR is your summary care record, which is basically just a basic review of your health from the year you were born to the present day. I would honestly recommend popping into your GP surgery and requesting this in person, because with my experience, this can be released on the same day. I am, however, hearing more and more that GP surgeries are having a process before releasing the SCR, so just bear that in mind as well. You more than likely will be asked why you're requesting your SCR, and honestly, I would just keep this as brief as possible. Now, bear in mind you aren't doing anything wrong, and medical cannabis is in fact legal. We'll just clear that up again. However, the stigma surrounding it is still as real as ever, and because some GP surgeries are still old-fashioned and stuck in the Stone Age, they can actually make the process of you getting your SCR difficult for you. Fingers crossed that's not the case for you and everything goes smoothly and you obtain your SCR as quick as possible. Once that is done, it's time for you to decide what clinic is going to be best suited for you. Now, this is where you will need to do a little bit of research, because the different clinics have different pricing structures and also have different discount schemes available depending on your situation. So it is going to be best for you to have a little look and see what fits best for you. I personally use medbud.wiki, which is a great resource, and it has a whole host of information which is going to be useful for you as you're getting started on your medical cannabis journey. Don't worry, I will leave all these links in the description and in the pinned comment. So I've personally been a patient at Curaleaf, Medica, and now I'm an Integral patient. And if I was to recommend any of the clinics for you to check out, I would definitely suggest checking out Integral, Alternative, and CB1 Medical. Once you've decided what clinic's best for you, head over to their website, fill out any of the initial forms / questionnaires, and also provide them with your SCR once asked. And this is just so that the clinician can review your medical history. And if it's determined that you would benefit from medical cannabis, they'll contact you to arrange an appointment, but don't worry, these appointments are done over a video call. And listen, at this point, if you're anything like me, you've got 101 questions and nobody giving you answers. This is where MedBud's going to be handy for you. Like I said earlier, it's got a whole host of information, and it also has a community forum, so why not get involved? So it's the day of the appointment, and everybody that I've spoke to almost, and even myself, we all overthought this. And honestly, you don't have anything to worry about. And I know that's easier said than done, but trust me, you have nothing to worry about. You will be asked during the appointment some generic questions. You also are going to be asked about your prior use, how much use. At this point, just be as honest as you're willing to be. They're not there trying to catch you out. What they're doing is they're trying to build a better idea of your tolerance and your experience with cannabis, so that they can build a treatment plan that's going to work for you. With my experience, initial appointments can last anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes. And once that appointment's done, more often than not, your case will then be handed over to an MDT. And it's worth bearing in mind that even though you've made it to this point and you've been initially accepted for medical cannabis, team can still overturn that. Now, this is not something that I hear happening very regularly, but it is just something that can happen, so I thought it was worth mentioning. So if everything goes smoothly, you'll receive an invoice. Once that invoice is paid, your meds will then be delivered to your home. And just like that, welcome to medical cannabis. I think that about wraps it up for this one, but if you do have any further questions, drop a comment. I'm more than happy to answer them. We even have a Discord that you can jump into, and if I'm not about, there is more than enough knowledgeable people who would be able to answer your questions too. If this video has helped you, or you think it might help someone else get started on their medical cannabis journey, and I ask a little favour and you give it a share. And as always, if you've made it this far, drop me a little fist bump in the comments. I appreciate you. And thank you very much for watching. Peace out for now and stay safe.